Hello, soulmates. Yeah, it's your girl, Fluxify Pearls. So, if this is your first time joining in, thank you for joining. Please do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and share. So, this is a tutorial teaching you on how to sew this knicker. Please, let's go right into the business of today. So, this is the front pattern. I'm going to be sewing half an inch on the crotch area, and this is the back. I'm going to be sewing half an inch from the crotch area. Also, that's the pocket. I went ahead to cut the band 5 inches width. Fold is now 2 inches. I cut 3 band, 2 for the back and 1 for the front. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead to measure from my waist to where I want my zip to stop. That's 9 inches, and I'm going to sew down from that 9 inches to the crotch extension sides. So I went ahead and sew on my front knicker, and this is how it looks already. So that's where my band is going to be seated. That's why the front band is longer. So this is my pocket. If you want to know how I drafted the pocket, please go down to my baggy trouser. You see how I drafted the pocket. So I came down by 1 inch from my waist and placed my pocket there. So I'm going to be sewing it just the way you see me, my hand go, half an inch on the 4 sides. As you can see, I've finished sewing my pocket, and this is how it looks already. It should look like this when you are done sewing your pocket. So this for the front. I'm going to go ahead and do same for the back knicker, the back short. So I was done doing that, and this is how it looks like. So I'm going to be placing right side facing right sides and wrong side at the outside. That's what I'm going to be sewing on. So I'm going to be pinning down. Please go ahead and pin down so you don't have difficulty in sewing. But first, I'm going to be fixing my band. I'm going to be fixing my band first before I sew on my knicker. So right now, I'm trying to show you the allowance you kept for your knicker. That is what you're going to be using. So first, I'm going to go ahead to fix my band on my front knicker. So this is the band. The band was width 5 inches. When folded, it becomes 2.5. So I'm going to be going ahead to fix my band just the way you see me do. After folding, I'm going to fix it directly on my knicker and sew half an inch. This is the back knicker. I sew one side, then I'm going to trim off the excess. So I was done doing that, and this is how it looks. So you can go ahead and weave your knicker. So yes, this is what it looks like. I was done fixing the bands for both the front and back shorts. So I'm going to go ahead now to shape my knicker. So first off, you are going to mark out the actual measurement you kept for your seam allowance. So mine, I did 1 inch, so I'm going to be sewing 1 inch of allowance. I'm going to be marking down until I get to the pocket, and I'm going to curve it in just the way I've seen. I'm marking the pocket half an inch round. Then I go back again and continue with my 1 inch allowance. That's my 1 inch seam allowance. So if you had fixed or kept 1.5 inches, you can go ahead and mark out your 1.5 inches. So this is me marking out right here. So I felt like it was too curvy, and when it's too curvy like this, it leaves a kind of shape that it's not really okay. So I'm trying to make it a little bit straight. So I'm going to use my ruler to make it straight, like very straight. So this is me making it straight, but still staying on my 1 inches. Yes, don't mind that the chalk is really I'm going to dust it out so that when I'm sewing, it does not cut the threads. So the same thing you did on this other side is what I'm going to be doing on the other side of the short knicker. So I was done fixing my or sewing my allowance, and this is what it looks like. Please, yours should be looking like this. So I went ahead, just look at where I went ahead from here. I stopped there and went back into the pocket and went out, came in again and sew directly on my pants. So I'm going to go ahead to sew my flap area. So I'm going to bring the two crotch extensions together, two flaps together, and pin on it, then sew all the way down. I'm making sure that the two extension, the crotch extension, are in same line. So I was done sewing, and this is what it looks like. If you've been following from the very beginning, you should have something that looks like this. In fact, it should look like this. So see how pretty this knicker is sitting. It's so beautiful and so nice. So I'm going to be going ahead to fix my zip. First off, this is the allowance I kept for the zip. You see the opening from the waist down to the 8 inches I kept. So this is my zipper. I'm using a brown zipper, just the way you see my knicker lay flat. This is the front of the zip. I'm testing if it's very okay. So, and this is the back of the zip. So you're going to be placing the back side of the zip on the left hand side of your knicker, just at the allowance you kept. So I'm going to be using 1/2 inch allowance. So I'm placing, this is the back of the zip. As you can see, I'm placing the zip on my allowance. So I'm going to be pinning all the way down. So just the way you see me do, just do same as you have done. I'm going to be pinning down. Just go ahead and pin down on your 1/2 inch. If it's possible, you can mark out the inches you kept for your zip fixing so it doesn't confuse you. So I went ahead and I'm fixing 1/2 inch on my zipper. So I'm still pinning. This is me pinning all through. I'm doing this so that you understand how I fix this zip. Please just do the same way you see me do. And note, this is the back of the zip facing the right side of my knicker. So this is, I'm going to be sewing down. I'm going to be sewing down on close to the zip a little bit, just at the edge, almost close to the zip. That's why I'm going to be sewing down 1/2 inch. So if you want to leave it like this, you know that at the end of sewing you have to cut it out. Yes, but if you don't want to cut it out and you want that ending part of the zip, you take it up the way I took mine up. So I was done sewing on it, and this, when I flip it over, this is how it's going to lay on my knicker. You see how beautiful it is? So now to fix the other side, I'm going to be flipping my knicker over to the wrong sides. Just the way you see me do. I'm flipping it over to the wrong side, and this is it. So when I flip it over, I'll bring out my zip and everything just falls in place. So I'm going to be placing my zip, the one I've sewn, to the other side that is not sewn already. Just do the same way you see me do. It's not difficult. So you sew directly on the 1/2 inch close to the zip. So you make sure that at the end the bands are equal, the lines are equal, very equal. So you sew down. So I was done sewing, and this is how it looks like. Very easy. You see the lines are lapping. You see how neat the zip is. This is how your zipper should look. And while you're zipping down, it's already very free. So please go ahead and weave your knicker. This is what it takes to make and sew a knicker with zipper. So I'm going to go ahead to fold my hem. I folded into 2. So I was done folding. I went ahead to iron on my fabric or on my knicker. One thing that makes an outfit stand out is your ironing process. If you iron your outfit very well, it sits very well on your body and it looks so pretty. So if this is your first time of joining in, please do well to subscribe to our channel, like, share, comment, and also click on your notification bell so that anytime I drop a video on tutorials, you'll be able to get a notification. Please don't forget to share and subscribe to my channel. From the decks of the CEO Fluxify Apparels, I'm going to be saying a bye-bye to you all till we meet again in our next video. Bye.